the AQA specification or AQA exam board. Why I like AQA specification. As a teacher, I find the AQA specification to be the most helpful and the most straightforward, and I'll explain my reason. I know that as a student, you don't have a choice in terms of which exam board you choose. The teachers choose that. Most teachers don't have a choice either because it's the head of department a few years ago who chose that specification. But anyway, I'm not going to go too much into that. The AQA specification is the one that I found much more straightforward to use as a teacher. Just a little story. When I started teaching in the early 90s, there were many specifications, but there are about 10 of them that are quite reasonably well known. Thank God. As you know, in about early 2000 or late 90s, the government, they slimmed the number of specifications or the number of examination board down to about 3. Yes, there are about maybe 5 or so main. There's still many, but there are about 5 main ones. 3 most popular ones in England are the AQA, the Edexcel Pearson, it's run by a company called Pearson, and the third is the OCR. So those are the 3 that are common. There are 2 others, the Cambridge International and also the Welsh board, WJEC. But I'm not going to talk about them. Yes, there are 3 main ones: AQA, Edexcel Pearson, and OCR. I'm going to be speaking specifically about the AQA. Before I tell you why I like the AQA, let's just clarify this issue of exam board specifications and what have you. In a way, it is kind of okay to say that specification is the same as exam board, in a way, okay? The way it works is that the examination board is the board, the authority or the organization that is responsible for making a particular specification. So for example, the physics, there's the AQA specification, there's the OCR specification, and there's the Edexcel specification. So the board, the company who made it, call them company, it's called the exam board, like AQA for example. Specification is the book they write. In most cases, it's very straightforward. History, AQA specification, GCSE, end of story. Physics, A-level, AQA specification, end of story, or OCR physics, A-level. That's very straightforward, but not in every cases, because one exam board, like Edexcel for example, can make 2 specifications. I know 2 specifications. The specification is a book, like the curriculum they've written based on the national curriculum. They've decided to write a book to choose the topic and the order in which those topics are studied. So that is the specification, the book or the document that prescribes how or what to be studied. So let's just clarify that. Most exam boards in most subjects just have one spec or specification. It used to be called syllabus. AQA Physics A-level, one specification. However, something like biology A-level, there are 2 specifications for the Edexcel Pearson. There's a normal one, spec A, which is just called A-level biology Edexcel spec. There's another spec made by the same exam board, which is the Edexcel Pearson, is called SNAB, S-N-A-B, the Salters-Nuffield one. That is the SNAB. Okay, so they make 2 specs. So let's go back to this. So yeah, that is the difference between exam board and spec. The spec is the book they write. Sometimes they make 2 spec. Most of the time it's 1 spec. So let's go back to the reason why, as a teacher, I prefer the AQA. One of the reasons is that the way the specifications are structured is very straightforward. It's the traditional way of learning. It's not easier, okay? It's just structured very nicely, and the way the topics are organized is easy for everybody to understand. Not easier in terms of the rigor. The content is not easier to pass, no. The second, I find it very helpful in finding information and resources about the AQA exam board. The resources that you need to learn as a student is very easy to get your hands on. And the third reason has to do with this spec. In most cases, AQA has just one spec, one specification for in a particular subject. For example, A-level physics AQA. I think the maths as well is just one maths AQA, or history AQA, I'm not sure. But I do know that even AQA has two specs for psychology A-level, spec A and spec B. But in most cases, which is one of the reasons why I like the AQA, is that they have just one spec in most cases. And the last but not the least, the fourth reason is that, which is not that significant, is that the AQA is a charitable organization. It is common practice, in my own experience anyway, that many charities, they are not very well organized, but AQA is very organized. It is a charity by law, but it's a company that is very organized. So thank you for watching this video on why I like the AQA spec as being the best for me to use as a teacher. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you in my next video. Please subscribe to this channel. Please make a comment. I'll do my best to make sure that I respond to your comment. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you in my next video.